Hi YouTubers, it's Aaron Bruner here. I have a Colt Defender. This gun's been out for a long time. But I noticed that so many people, when they tear down and put back together, they get that famous idiot scratch right here. I don't have one. These guns, 1911s, they're not as hard as everybody thinks they are to take apart and put back together. I'm going to show you real quick what I do. Okay, the gun is unloaded. You have two notches. You have one here and a very small one right here. You want that very small one right where that is. Okay. Bring the hammer back. Bring it right there. And then you have that dot right there. Okay, you're going to push on that. So bring it right to there. Push that dot. Bang. Bang. It's taken apart. It's pretty easy. Now this little guy here, I'm going to take it all apart. Take your spring out and everything. Okay, you're going to put it back together. Set that in there. Bring this back. Okay, put this on there like so. And then you're going to need to look through, make sure the holes are lined up. Okay, through there, make sure your holes are lined up. And what you want to do is on the back of this guy here, when you put that in there, there's that little lever, whatever you want to call it. You don't want to push this through the gun too far, for starters, otherwise you're going to get one of those scratches. You want to put that little lever right next to that. Okay, so you're going to put this in here and bring it right to there. Do not push this thing in there and bring this up here like this and then push in and slide it down. You'll put a big old scratch in your gun and you will be very unhappy. So bring it down here, push it in, get it right up against that, and line up that second notch with this little opening here, just like that right there. Okay, now push in and up. Look at that. No problems. No idiot scratch. No nothing. Okay. And I also will say, on this Defender here, I did replace the recoil spring with a Kimber. And the Kimber one's not in here. It's in my gun. That's the old Colt. And it also came with a bushing, which is a little bit better. But you can go on Kimber's website, and I taped this back together so I can hang it on my pegboard. But the part number is 4000465. That's 4000465. And it changes the Colt. I mean, to put it back together. And it also, the bushing on the Colt, there's a big gap right here. And when you put the Kimber in there, it completely takes that gap away, because the bushing is just different, and the recoil spring is so much different on the Colt, which is in this bag here. But this plate here is this plate is so much thinner, and it wobbles. Okay, so when you put the recoil spring back in and you push that little plastic piece up with the hoop in it, it wobbles around, so it's harder to get that lined up to put that back in there. But with the Kimber one, it's completely different. But like I said, even with this one here, with the Colt one, it's, as long as you just do that and you put it back together and take it apart, the right way. You're lining that second notch up, right with that, and then just push. I see people using tools, trying to get these out, and then I see them hammering the damn things back in, and everybody's got these big old scratches. If you don't want to scratch your gun, you don't have to. These Defenders are, I don't know, they're around $1,400. Well, at least it was $14 when I bought this one. I've had it for about 4 years now. I love the gun, but I don't want no big old scratches on it. And if you do put an idiot scratch on there, you can use 2500 grit and 3000 grit sandpaper and actually get it off, and then with some some metal polish and an old sock or something. I've actually taken a few off a couple of buddies of mine. But anyway, that's how you break them apart. I'll do it again real quick for you. Bring the hammer back. Line that up right there. That and that. Push. Out she pops. Easy. Okay? She comes apart. Put her back. Well, actually, before you put her back together, make sure that's pushed up in there. Okay? You don't want it hanging down like that. You'll never get it lined up. Just make sure she's up against there. And that's where the Kimber recoil spring really comes into play, because this thing doesn't pivot like the Colt one does. Put her back in there. Look through it and line up that with the other piece. Put this back in slowly and put that little guy right up against that. Okay? Bring the whole gun back to slide. Line that secondary notch up in the middle of that. Push that up and in, and bang, you're done. Okay? That's how you take apart and put these things back together. You know, they're little badass guns, man. I love this little Colt Defender, and actually I've only got about, I don't know, 400, maybe even 500 rounds through it, man. And I love it. It's a little badass gun. But anyway, you don't want to put an idiot scratch in one of your favorite guns or an expensive gun. Keep this thing away from your stainless steel slide. And you also don't want to put it in and drag it up across here, because you're going to put another scratch down here also. Just do it nice and slowly. Okay? And remember, it's not that first one, it's that tiny little second one that you line up with that guy there. Alright? Cool. Everybody have a great day. Love, peace, and hair grease, man. Bye.